Let's stay on politics. The 2020 flag bearer of the Convention People's Party, Ivor Greenstreet, has spoken, and he says that, well, even though he lost in the previous election, he will continue to contest on the ticket of the CPP until he's given the nod to lead the country. Now, Mr. Greenstreet was the first General Secretary to have been re-elected twice in the history of the Convention People's Party. He joins us for a discussion on the Congress which took place over the weekend, which saw his re-election. Thank you for joining the program, sir. Hello, Mr. Greenstreet. Could you please unmute your microphone? Great.
Can you hear me now?
Perfect, we can. Good to have you here. So, you have said that you continue to contest until you're given the nod. In 2016, your party, which was led by you, got 0.01% of total votes cast. What is giving you that confidence that you could actually still come with the CPP and be president of Ghana?
Well, I don't recollect where I said that. Perhaps
you spoke to my colleague. You spoke to my colleague, Kwesi Parker-Wilson. And you did mention, in fact, you gave an example of the president having gone so many times before he was given the nod. Well,
not so many times.
3 times.
He asked me about the need to recontest. And in answering him, I said that, well, His Excellency, may he rest in peace, the former president, Professor John Evans Atta Mills, contested not once, but twice, but thrice before he was given the mandate by the people of Ghana to lead this great nation. Similarly, with our current president, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, also had to contest twice, face defeat. And it's on his third occasion that the people of Ghana saw fit to give him that mantle. So I therefore use that as an example to demonstrate that Ghanaians sometimes take time to get to know a candidate, get time to understand or have belief in a candidate and its parties and its programs and its policies. And therefore, losing once badly does not mean you should be precluded from thinking about coming again to represent your party and represent the people of Ghana.
It's been a while since we heard from the CPP and yourself, and we've just got about 4 months to the elections. What would you have to tell?
It is interesting that you mentioned that. Recently we had a discussion also through Zoom with one of your good colleagues, Evans Mensah, about the structure of politics and about the nature of the media and about how sometimes it may be difficult for other voices
smaller
to be heard.
Parties, exactly.
And let me give you a perfect example. When I was elected as the presidential candidate of the party, which I'm sure you'd agree with me, is significant. Even though we have 2 larger parties, the NDC and the MPP, it is still significant when a smaller party elects its presidential candidate, and therefore worthy of news and worthy of prominence when it is that news is given. So I mentioned to the very colleague that you just referred to, Parker Wilson, and I asked him, Parker, why is it that when I was elected as the candidate again on Saturday, that on your Joy Online, you chose not to make that a top story. And the top story was still either an MPP or an NDC story. It was only after personally speaking to him about it that later in the day, Joy Online decided to make the fact that I was elected a presidential candidate their top story for a few hours. So therefore, when you refer to the fact that sometimes we are not heard or we don't speak, it is not that we don't hear or speak, but the structure of the media and perhaps those who are there sometimes doesn't allow us to be heard properly. And sometimes those voices you want to hear are the voices of insults, the voices of denigration, the voices of attacks. And I don't think that is my nature, nor will it become my nature. So therefore, hopefully, on this occasion, as you said, with this short period remaining for the 3 months, you will give us the opportunity to demonstrate alternative policies, alternative directions, and alternative hope for the people of Ghana. Because we sincerely believe that, yes, the MPP and the NDC have good people. Yes, they may have tried over a period of time. However, we feel that the impact of their policies and the nature of their policies have not had a significant enough impact on the people of Ghana for them to warrant confidence being reposed in them and for them being returned to office.
Mr. Greenstreet, I was speaking to someone over the weekend, and he made this assertion that while he was in school, the CPP was referred to as the Old People's Party. And there's such a disconnect with younger folks. We see the two major parties very visible on social media, for example. The candidates are putting themselves out there, doing Facebook Lives and all. Are we likely to see the CPP take that turn, especially in reaching out to the younger generation?
Well, being a journalist with, I'm sure, figures and research at your fingertips, I'm sure you'll be able to tell me the age of the sitting president. 70-something?
Yes.
So you're referring to CPP as an old people's party?
I am not referring. I am not talking. I'm not talking about the leadership.
And the other members of their leadership.
Mr. Greenstreet.
The old people's party. But I agree with you. It is about perception. And therefore, yes, as part of a
and your party's ability to reach the younger folks.
I agree with you. So therefore, it is about, in this remaining 3-month period, our capacity and our ability to be able to reach out to the young voter, to have policies and programs that make sense to the ordinary Ghanaian and that excite them and that are entirely different from the NDC, and which is what CPP represents. So that is why in your comment about old, I was trying to let you know that rather it is they who are old. Kamana is old. The leading figures in the NDC are old. They are rather the old people's party. So therefore, it is through your mechanisms and other mechanisms we intend to use between now and December 2020 that we hope we can.
Well, sadly, we've lost Mr. Greenstreet there. We'll try and rectify the line and take his concluding thoughts. We'll try to take his concluding remarks, especially on his message as we go into the 2020 elections.